Hello, I'm your SI for Psych 12 and today we'll be covering the lectures given in week 1. This week, Professor Franchak set up the basis of how research is applicable to everyday life and how scientists go about setting up and publishing research. In this video, we'll be going over key ideas from lecture. Firstly, we have to look into what data consumers and data producers are. Data consumers are people who process the information that is present in research, which they then apply to their lives. If you've ever read an article that utilizes scientific data to make a claim, then you're also a data consumer. For example, students utilize research for papers in order to understand a concept. Also, teachers utilize research to discover ways to better educate their students. Lastly, parents utilize research to discover ways to better care for their children. Meanwhile, data producers are the people who produce data about a certain topic they interest them, most times by going through this processes in a scientific method. It basically says in the name, they produce the data in order to answer a question that they might have. For example, researchers, doctors and nurses, scientists. Also, it's important to delve into the vocabulary that was provided in lecture. Firstly, we have empiricism. Empiricism is important to know because it's a systematic observation of the world. It's basically the idea that human beings utilize information that they gain from their senses to comprehend the world around them. Additionally, it's important to note the difference between a theory and a hypothesis. A theory is a set of statements that aim to explain why something is occurring, while a hypothesis is a statement that describes the outcome if one's theory is proven true. In that same area, it is important to know that data is a set of observations. Additionally, Professor Franchak brings up the cupboard theory and the contact comfort theory, which arise from an experiment where scientists were observing how an infant monkey relates to different relationships. The cupboard theory is the theory that attachment depends on providing food, whilst contact comfort theory is the theory that attachment depends on providing comfort and warmth. Another key point from lecture is the difference between the different forms of research. There are 3 types of research, and they all account for different things. There's applied research, which is a form of research that wants to solve for a specific problem that already exists in the world. There is basic research, which is research that wants to further one's body of knowledge without any goal to solve a specific problem. And then there's translational research, which acts as an in-between applied and basic, between applied and basic research. Translational research is research that takes the information from basic research in order to resolve real-world problems. All this information sets up what a theory is and how it applies in research, but it does not answer the question of what are the qualities of a good theory. A good theory is one that is supported by the data, meaning that there's evidence supporting the theory. A good theory is also falsifiable, which means that there's a possible manner of collecting data in order to prove the theory wrong. And lastly, it's parsimonious, which means that it's the simplest explanation for what's going on. This is all for the week. Thank you. Bye.